Hello YouTube, this video is just going to be a super simple tutorial. It's going to be the first video in a series I'm planning on doing. I'm just basically going to be starting out as simply as possible, and then as the videos progress we're going to get more complicated. So basically this video is going to be how to make carbon fiber rings out of carbon fiber tubes, and this is just straight up the simplest way to make a carbon fiber ring. And so all you'll need is just a carbon fiber tube, doesn't matter what kind, I've got a few different types here. You'll just need it in the correct diameter. So this tube right here happens to fit my finger the best. It's a little bit tight, but we're going to take care of that later in the video. And then I've just got some other example rods here. This is really similar, just a little bit thicker, so we're going to want to, that's probably a little thick for a ring. Especially carbon fiber, because you can get away with making them really thin. And so we're going to sand this one down a little bit. And then this one, this has a different pattern. This is just kind of a weave pattern they've done. And these aren't always super easy to find, but I'll have links in the description to everything I possibly can find that would help you out. So just plenty of these carbon fiber tubes. There's a whole bunch of different things you can get. This one has a glossy finish. But that comes with a downside that it's not always as easy to see the carbon fiber pattern. And so we're going to make two rings with this one. So if you buy a glossy tube and you want to make a matte finish, I'll show you how to do that. Or if you buy a glossy tube and you want to keep that finish, we'll do one of those as well. But it's just super simple, just takes a few minutes, so let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so I got all the basic ring shapes cut out. You could see in the video I was using a bandsaw, but if you don't have a bandsaw you can use a number of other things. You could use a Dremel, you could use just a hacksaw. When I use a Dremel, I just put a cutoff wheel on it, and then you're just going to want to clamp your Dremel down to your workbench, and then do the same thing you saw me do with the bandsaw. Just take the tube and rotate it up against the blade, so that way you can get a good straight cut on it. And so the way we've got these now, they could almost function as rings, but you can see a lot of them, they've got rough edges and things like that, and some of them are thicker than the others, like this one. And so I'm just going to take a few minutes and hollow them out if they need it, like this one would need it, but this one is really thin, so this doesn't need it. We're just going to round the edges a little bit, make it more comfortable. And then we might do a couple other steps, like on this one we're going to make this a matte finish, and then leave this one glossy, just so that you guys can see the difference in the two. Okay, our next step is just going to be to mount the rings onto our Dremel using the same technique we used in last week's video. So I'm just going to take some electric tape and wrap it around here until it fits the ring just perfectly. Okay, so I've got the ring mounted on here. You want to make sure it's on there pretty well so it's not going to be falling off or anything. And you're just going to want to get a piece of, this is 100 grit sandpaper, and then I'm just going to turn it on, and what we're doing here is on all the rings we want to bevel the edges, and then on this ring in particular we're going to sand away the glossy finish on it, and so we can make it a matte finish. Okay, so you can see we got it there. It's kind of a rough finish. You can still see some scratches in it. And then we didn't quite get the entire glossy finish off of it. So I'm just going to grab a piece of 220 grit sandpaper this time, and then we'll finish up with that. Okay, so now you can see we've got a good matte finish on there. You want to be careful. I probably went a little too far on this ring unless you like the look, but if you go too far it can kind of distort the weave pattern that the carbon fiber has. So just be careful and try to be really even when you're sanding, and you can avoid that, but I like this look, so we're gonna keep that one. And then, so now we've just got these two. I'm going to take some sandpaper and just get these edges because I don't want to scratch the high gloss finish, and so I'm just going to do this by hand. And then we'll go ahead and do the exact same process on these two rings here. I've got another Dremel sanding wheel with electric tape prepared that fits these rings, and so I'm going to do those two, and then I'll finish up these two as well. Alright, and there you have it. That whole process took only about 30 minutes, and we made 6 rings in that time. So these are super quick and easy to make. They're also really cheap. So if you're interested, just buy, you might just need a Dremel, and then just buy one of these rods. I'll have a ton of links to everything you'll need in the description, so you can check that out. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching. If you want to see some more tutorials or just other ring making projects, check out my channel. This is the first video in a playlist, like I said earlier, and so you should be able to go on and see, right now this is the first video, so I'm not sure exactly what those next videos will be, but I'm just going to go progressively and get more complex as we go. So we started out as simple as possible, and we're going to go build on our skills from there. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. And while you guys are checking out these ring photos, I thought I'd just give you a quick update on something I'm doing. So I just made a Patreon page, and if you don't know what that is, basically it's a platform that allows people to support creators. And so I made a page on there. You can go on there and donate a couple bucks a month, and then for that you'll get a couple different rewards. I haven't got it completely figured out now, but you can go there and see how I've got it going, and if you have any suggestions you can do that. But if everyone would go there, and if you can, just donate $1 or $2 every month, that helps me out because it allows me to create content that I otherwise wouldn't have the budget to do. So if you'd like to support my channel, just click on that Patreon link in the description, and that'll take you to my account on Patreon. Thanks.